Hey everyone, welcome to Comic Yahud, your place for classic comic stories. Today's episode, Tintin and the Blue Lotus, Chapter 5. Let's dive in. Meanwhile, Mitsuhirato clutches a bottle, bewildered over the unexpected contents that aren't rajaja, questioning his actions with rising panic. In a serene setting, Wang Qinyi is informed that Chang has returned from watching Mitsuhirato's house, prompting an urgent request to see him. Chang reveals to Wang Qinyi that he cleverly replaced the deadly rajaja with colored water and secured the real poison, ensuring safety by disarming their adversary. The weight of his bravery hangs in the air as he hands over the items with a steady determination. Meanwhile, Mitsuhirato, with a fierce resolve, bursts through a doorway, his eyes wild with urgency and a knife clutched tightly in his hand, determined to find and stop those who have thwarted his plans. His footsteps echo with desperation, a reminder of how high the stakes have become. Mitsuhirato spots his target and charges forward, his determination turning into a fierce pursuit as he rounds a corner, the knife and gun in hand revealing his relentless intent. Mitsuhirato charges forward with grim determination, his eyes locked on his target as he brandishes a gun and knife, ready to strike. Suddenly, his gun clicks uselessly, the sound echoing like a cruel joke against his desperate intent, leaving him momentarily stunned. His eyes widen in shock and frustration, realizing the weapon has betrayed him at this crucial moment. Tintin walks calmly down the street, Snowy trotting by his side, oblivious to the danger lurking just behind them. Mitsuhirato hides in the shadows, uncertainty clouding his face as he watches them pass. Mitsuhirato, frustrated by his failure, clenches a knife with determination, vowing to use it since his gun failed him. With a fierce shout, he charges at Tintin, knife raised high, his desperation pushing him to reckless actions. As he swings, the knife bends harmlessly, revealing it as rubber, leaving Mitsuhirato shocked and Tintin and Snowy bewildered by the unexpected turn. Mitsuhirato lands on the ground in a chaotic heap, stunned by his fall, while Tintin and Snowy remain alert and ready. Tintin sarcastically comments on the rubber nature of everything around them, adding to the tension of the unexpected situation. An hour later, Mitsuhirato bursts into a military office, disheveled and accusing Tintin of being a spy. His frantic report to the major highlights the chaos and danger surrounding Tintin as he becomes a target of suspicion. The tea house is alive with soft chatter and the clinking of cups, as Tintin leans back, savoring the warmth of his drink. Snowy, nestled comfortably by his feet, watches the comings and goings with curious eyes. With determination set in his eyes, Tintin decides it's time to return to Mr. Wang, hoping to unravel the threads of mystery before him. Snowy trots beside him, sensing the urgency in Tintin's steps as they navigate the bustling streets. As they turn a corner, Tintin halts abruptly, his gaze fixed on a poster offering a hefty reward for his capture, labeling him a spy. His heart races, realizing the danger that looms closer than ever, while Snowy barks in alarm. Panic rising, Tintin knows he must act swiftly and escape the city before it's too late. With Snowy close on his heels, they dash forward. Amidst the bustling city, a barricade of barbed wire and vigilant soldiers guards the gateway, creating a tense atmosphere. The crowd, filled with anxiety, moves cautiously, aware of the watchful eyes that surround them. Tintin, hiding behind a post, realizes with dread that the Japanese patrols are monitoring the gates, thwarting any hope of a straightforward escape. His mind races to find a solution as despair looms over his mission. Determined not to give up, Tintin ponders over his next move while Snowy stays by his side. The urgency of finding a way out intensifies as they strategize their escape from the city's clutches. Tintin walks down a narrow alley, his thoughts heavy with plans, while a local man carrying a heavy load stops and watches him curiously. Snowy trots beside Tintin, the tension in the air palpable as they move forward. The man's expression shifts to one of recognition and alarm as he grabs Tintin, exclaiming about the danger of a price on his head. Tintin's heart races as he realizes the gravity of his situation, the stakes higher than ever. With urgency, the man pushes Tintin towards safety, urging him to hide as soldiers approach. Tintin stumbles through a doorway, Snowy close on his heels, as they evade the looming threat just in time. As Tintin hides, Mitsuhirato urgently speaks into a telephone, demanding a more thorough search for the fugitive, frustrated by the idea that someone could have slipped through the city gates unnoticed. His determination is palpable, a looming threat hovering over Tintin. Outside, Tintin and Snowy find refuge in large barrels carried by a kind stranger, who smiles warmly at their gratitude. The tension eases slightly as they blend into the bustling surroundings, moving towards safety under the stranger's watchful eye. Tintin expresses heartfelt thanks for the life-saving help, promising never to forget this act of kindness. The man humbly deflects Tintin's gratitude, revealing a personal connection, as Snowy joyfully leaps around them, sensing the relief and camaraderie. Walking down a serene country lane, Tintin in a blue outfit beams with warmth, declaring the man who helped them a real friend, while Snowy trots beside him, tail wagging in agreement. As they continue their journey along the winding path, an old car appears ahead, parked haphazardly by the side. Snowy pads alongside Tintin, ears perked, as if sensing the possibility of another problem unfolding. Suddenly, a familiar voice cuts through the tranquility, as Gibbons in the car exclaims with surprise at seeing Tintin, recalling a past encounter with disdainful words. The air grows tense as Tintin stands his ground, Snowy growling softly. The driver, grumbling with frustration, glares at Tintin from his car, his words dripping with hostility as he questions Tintin's presence and attire. His threat to knock Tintin flat rings in the air, a testament to their unresolved animosity. The car speeds away, leaving a cloud of dust in its wake, as it enters a bustling street filled with vendors and pedestrians who barely glance at the commotion. Tintin watches the car disappear into the shadows of an archway, pondering the driver's ominous words. As the car attempts to pass through the archway, a stern guard steps forward, raising his hand to halt its progress. The driver, caught off guard, grips the steering wheel tightly, uncertainty flickering in his eyes as the confrontation looms. The guard sternly examines a document while the driver anxiously watches, gripping the steering wheel with tense anticipation. The driver seems to be pleading or negotiating, his expression a mix of frustration and urgency. Inside the car, the driver furrows his brow, glancing nervously around as beads of sweat form on his forehead. His mind races as he tries to find a way out of this predicament, the pressure mounting with each moment. A vivid poster nearby reveals the source of the tension, boldly displaying a 5,000 yen reward for Tintin. The sight of the poster, with Tintin's face prominently featured. Gibbons, with a sly grin, insists to the startled officer that he knows Tintin's location, eager to share this information in exchange for a reward. The officer's eyes widen with surprise. The major scrutinizes Gibbons, questioning the certainty of his claim, but Gibbons remains resolute, swearing on the truth of his sighting. In the distance, an armored vehicle roars to life, speeding down the street with a cloud of dust trailing behind. The tension in the air is palpable, as the chase for Tintin intensifies with every passing moment. Tintin, clad in a bright blue traditional outfit, strides purposefully along a dusty road with Snowy trotting beside him. His determination shines through as he confidently assures that they will reunite with Mr. Wong by nightfall. As they journey forward, the ominous rumble of an armored vehicle echoes behind them. The vehicle speeds past, its destination uncertain, leaving a trail of tension in its wake. As the armored vehicle speeds past, its loud rumble startles the pedestrians in the quiet courtyard. A man clutches his child tightly while another looks on in alarm, the sudden disturbance leaving a sense of unease hanging in the air. As Tintin sits against a tree, deep in thought with Snowy by his side, looking toward a distant cloud of smoke rising along a dirt path. A question mark above his head shows he is puzzled by the smoke and wondering what it is. Suddenly, Tintin leaps into action, a determined look on his face as he races away from the tree with Snowy closely following. His instincts drive him to hide away from the open road. Hiding behind the bushes, Tintin watches intently as a large armored vehicle rumbles past on the dusty path, its imposing presence hinting at the danger and mystery that lurks on the horizon. Tintin remains hidden, his heart pounding as the armored vehicle disappears into the distance, leaving a trail of dust behind. The tension in the air is palpable as he wonders what mystery lies ahead. Relieved to have avoided detection, Tintin emerges from his hiding place, Snowy faithfully by his side, contemplating the danger they narrowly escaped. He knows he must stay vigilant and continue their journey with caution. As the sun begins to set, casting long shadows on the path, Tintin and Snowy press on. The road ahead feels both ominous and full of promise as they stride. As darkness creeps in, Tintin and Snowy hurry along the winding path, their silhouettes blending with the shadows. The distant figures ahead loom like phantoms. Suddenly, Tintin spots the threatening outline of an armored car approaching them with alarming speed. Careful! Here comes that armored car again, he warns Snowy, their pulse quickening with each second. Ducking behind a tree, Tintin watches as the armored car speeds past, its presence a menacing shadow against the dim landscape. They hold their breath, feeling the ground vibrate beneath them, acutely aware of the danger they narrowly escaped. Tintin and Snowy hurry through the relentless rain, their clothes soaked and their spirits determined, as they press on into the night. The urgency of their mission weighs heavily with each step, pushing them forward despite the storm. Meanwhile, a soldier reports their failure to find Tintin, frustration evident in his salute as he stands before his superior. The officer listens with a stern expression, knowing the stakes are high and the hunt must continue. Finally, Tintin reaches a sanctuary where a familiar figure rushes to greet him, relief etched in every line of his face. Snowy barks excitedly, sharing in the joy of the reunion, as hope and determination surge anew. In a tense confrontation, a military officer accuses Gibbons of deception, declaring that no trace of Tintin has been found, and orders his detention. The man stammers in protest, but the officer's stern authority leaves little room for argument. Now sitting alone in a dim cell, Gibbons seethes with frustration and vows to prove his mettle against his captors, cursing them under his breath. The cold walls echo his determination, as he silently plans his next move. Meanwhile, Mr. Wong discusses a dangerous poison with Tintin, revealing the peril it has caused. Grateful for the intervention of a servant, Tintin reflects on the narrow escape from its deadly grasp, their relief mingling with caution. Mr. Wong and Tintin exchange startled glances as an unexpected noise shatters the calm, their expressions filled with confusion and urgency. A distressed woman rushes in, her voice trembling as she pleads for calmness, revealing the turmoil of their son's condition. Mr. Wang nods gravely, determination mingling with concern as Tintin looks on, contemplating the weight of the task ahead. The woman collapses onto a seat, tears streaming down her face as she whispers her sorrows. Tintin and Snowy stand by, their hearts aching for her plight, feeling the heavy burden of empathy and the urge to help. Tintin stands, a look of desperation etched on his face, longing for a cure to the madness that plagues someone dear. His words hang heavy in the air, echoing the impossibility of the task. Yet, a glimmer of hope flickers in his eyes as he contemplates a nearly impossible solution. The odds are slim, but the thought ignites a spark of determination within him. Contemplating the daunting task ahead, Tintin realizes the perilous journey back through enemy lines. The weight of the decision presses on him, but his resolve remains steadfast. Tintin comforts a tearful Mrs. Wang, promising to analyze the poison in Shanghai, hoping to find a cure for her son's madness. His determination soothes her fears, as Snowy watches sympathetically. The next morning, the car speeds down a dusty road, carrying Tintin on his urgent mission. The trees line the path, standing as silent witnesses to the unfolding drama. Inside the car, Mr. Wang expresses his concerns for Tintin's safety, reminding him of the danger. Tintin reassures him, confident that reaching the international settlement will offer protection from those who seek him. A stern officer answers a phone call, his expression tense as he inquires about the caller's identity. The voice on the other end belongs to Dawson, chief of police, who reveals his influential position and demands the release of Gibbons, highlighting the potential for significant trouble if his request is ignored. The officer's grip on the phone tightens as he considers the implications of the powerful man's words. Responding with a calculated tone, the officer agrees to the request but insists on a condition, revealing their search for a spy named Tintin. The stakes rise dramatically as he demands Tintin be surrendered if he seeks refuge within the settlement, intertwining their fates with the precarious balance of power. With a confident resolve, Dawson in a reddish-brown jacket assures the major over the phone, promising unwavering support. Outside, amidst the chill of the open road, Mr. Wang reassures his companion with a firm handshake, his voice calm yet resolute as he promises to stay in touch. The bond between them is palpable, a silent vow of friendship and courage as they face the uncertain journey ahead. As the car drives away, Tintin stands alone, waving farewell with a heart full of determination and a parcel clutched tightly under his arm. The path stretches before him, a canvas of possibilities, as Snowy watches loyally by his side. Tintin stands amidst a muddy path, pondering his next move, while Snowy expresses his disbelief at the chaos unfolding. Determined to reach the city, Tintin's resolve is unwavering despite the challenges ahead. Meanwhile, a frustrated Mitsuhirato shouts into the phone about the elusive target, declaring a doubled reward for capture. His urgency and desperation grow, fueling the tension as he demands swift results. Back at the military base, an officer anxiously instructs his subordinate to prepare for an imminent inspection. The pressure mounts as he insists on flawless readiness. A commanding officer rides confidently on his horse, surveying the landscape with a stern gaze as the tension of the inspection looms over the base. His presence exudes authority, a cigar clenched firmly in his teeth as he prepares for the imminent review. With a booming voice, the officer commands his troops to present arms, his sword raised in a gesture of unwavering discipline. The air crackles with anticipation as the soldiers brace themselves for a flawless display. The commanding officer, still mounted, salutes sharply as his troops stand at attention, their rifles held with precision. The inspection begins, each soldier a testament to the rigorous preparation that has led to this critical moment. A stern general with a cigar in hand inspects a soldier, his gaze sharp and critical as smoke curls around him. The soldier stands rigidly, aware of the scrutiny, his posture a mirror of discipline. The general raises an eyebrow, questioning the soldier with a pointed look, while the soldier admits he hasn't shaved, his voice tinged with nervousness. The air is thick with tension as the general's expression remains unyielding. The general delivers a harsh verdict of 4 days detention, his words cutting through the air like a blade. The soldier, though surprised, quickly acknowledges the punishment, his salute firm despite the weight of his mistake. Thanks for watching Comic Yahud. Like, subscribe, and catch you in the next chapter.